It's a really chilly day in Johannesburg. It's blustery. Third day in a row. First real cold snap of the winter, and it isn't even winter. That's the rough part. We know that winter only really begins at the end of June, beginning of July, and it's inconceivable to think that just a couple of months ago I was standing in this spot and wearing a vest and hot, actually sweating, just standing here sweating. Inconceivable. And in that moment, inconceivable to imagine that I might be standing here and battling to get my fingers to work and having a bit of a snotty nose, and just because it's cold. Inconceivable. And I guess that's life, isn't it? In the worst times of the cancer, when I really felt that I was losing my fight against brain cancer, it was inconceivable to imagine being well, inconceivable to imagine doing an Ironman. And then when we are healthy and we're well, it's inconceivable to imagine that we might be sick and feeling like the world is getting on top of us. And the same is true for coronavirus and for the lockdown and all the freedoms that have been removed and all these rules and restrictions. It's very hard to imagine that only a couple of months back, life was very, very different. And I guess, how do you navigate that sort of space? How do you survive through it, or what do you focus on? And for me, it's a case of focusing on what I can control the controllables. What are the things I can control? I can't count down the days in winter, and that's just nuts as far as I'm concerned. Count down to what? To the first rains in September, or spring day. Maybe it's the 21st of June. I think that's the winter solstice. But that's not even the middle of winter. It's just when the days get longer. So, there's no point in counting down. For me, it's about what can I control. And in winter, you can control things. I can put a beanie on, I can put a warm top on, I can put a heater on if I'm lucky enough to have one, winter bedding. The things I can do to mitigate how I feel and the temperature. And the same thing in terms of where we are right now. What are the things that you can control? And yes, there's a lot of pain out there. My story, huge loss in terms of my income and my industry, and we are one of the ones not going back to work. It's inconceivable for me to imagine speaking to a live audience again. Everything's on a computer right now. When's that going to change? Well, I can just control what I can control, and enjoy every single opportunity of being able to engage with people, whether that's over a computer or one day maybe live again. But what are the things that you can control right now on a cold winter day in South Africa or wherever else you might be listening from? So I hope that helps you. That for me has been a big thing about all of this, is control. Through the brain cancer, control what I can. I can't control the cancer, so what can I control? What are those things? Make a list of them, if that's going to help you. An actual list of the things that you really can control, things that are within your control right now, and focus on those things. I promise you it'll help. So stay safe, stay warm, and until next time, cheers.